Ho, ho, ho! Merry Bitcoin Christmas! Let's unwrap today's market trends. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Bitcoin Christmas! Let's unwrap today's market trend.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
Emotional damage. London shit. You have a flag.
Target locked. Ready to fire.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Looking at the crypto bubbles here on the hourly, we got quite a bit of green coming in. Of course, on the daily, though, we are very red. So lots of sell-off going on, guys. Last Friday, we talked about on the show, talked about this level up here, the golden pocket. We got one little breakthrough, happened right there on sometime Friday morning, and then down it went. And so as we talked about on Wednesday, that we would likely see a pump going into Thanksgiving. And then by Monday dropping, well, there you go. Sunday night, yesterday evening, I should say, down we go. It just dropped down. Right now, we are hitting a key level. It's going to be right here. This is going to be your VWAP coming in line with your 786 there at 85,522. If we lose that level, very likely dropping down a little bit lower to the 80,282 range. We're going to talk about that. We got some economic data this week. Lots of economic data going on this week that we need to talk about. And then, of course, get into some what it's looking like for the TradFi market. But we are getting something, guys. Are getting something that I want to bring your guys' attention to, and it's on the weekly chart here for Bitcoin. We're getting a reversal indicator right behind my head. There we go. Reversal indicator firing off on the weekly here, and I will say this doesn't happen too often, but it always doesn't always play out either. So we'll go through and look at the history on that. Break all that down for you. Get into all of the data that's coming out this week. Take a look at a couple of articles and take a look at a couple stocks. See how what's going on there. We got a whole lot to break down today, guys. You know what time it is. Class is in session. Let's get it. There we go. Shout out to the Alex O crypto gang, the OGs. I got my OG shirt on today. Got my OG coffee mug because it's OG Monday, and it's also Piper playing DCA day. So we got all the DCA data dropped into the Discord also. Delicious coffee. I'm still doing a show by myself. OC is gone. OC has been swamped over at ChartPrime. By the way, brought to you by ChartPrime. As always, a thank you to ChartPrime for sponsoring the channel. We appreciate you. Let's go jump over into the chat, see who all we got in here. Crypto Coin Mindset, that's Keith, saying good morning, everyone. And he dropped it in. I'm going to try to run the show all the way for the full hour today by myself. We'll see. Hopefully I can make it there, Keith. Dylan VA said, hi, all. Have a good day. Crypto Coin Mindset, we got him in there. He's giving everybody the good morning. Alexandra G, the Mod Queen, said, good morning, RB Piper, no C guy. I hope you had a great weekend. Have a great stream. Pie Bear. Yeah, hey, it is what it is. Alexander G, Dylan VA, who else? Oh, a lot of the same people over and over again. Fakur, what's up, man? How you doing? Jesse Gellixson here. JR, our trader in our thing. Nice to see those otters in the chat. Bitcoin Bunker in the house. Appreciate you being here, man. Mike Volmer, Mod King. Mike, we need to set you up, man. Let's do this. Let me see if I can do it here. Let me see. Add as a moderator. Mike Vollmer. He's a moderator a lot of other places. Fellow vet also, I believe. I believe that is the case. Yes. Standard moderator. There we go. Bam. Mike Vollmer, welcome. Now you can truly have Mod King after your name. What's up there? God, you got a lot of messed up names in here still. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with that. Ander. I think I said that right. Which is why Fine 89 is in here. Dylan VA, he said he was going through a divorce. My sincere apologies, man. I have to tell you guys my divorce story sometime. It's not a pretty one. Actually, it turned out okay for me, but it could have been really ugly. So, yeah, OC went back to kryptonite, had enough of that disgusting price action. Maybe so. That might be the case. Might be the case. So, yeah, let's go get on this data. We just had some that just dropped here at the top of the hour. So let's go over and check that out. Can I get off of that? Thanks. There we go. Let's go over here and check this out and take a look at it. Did have some economic data that just came in. I want to look at that real fast. Refresh. Can I get fresh in here? There we go. S&P Global Manufacturing. Not bad. Not bad. Came in at 52.2, a little bit lower than what it was previously, not as low as what they thought it would be. So global manufacturing PMI, not horrible. ISM manufacturing, though, really bad. You want this above 50, guys. ISM manufacturing sitting below 50 is never a good sign. And we came in at 48.2, was expected to be 48.6, 48.8. So they thought it was going to be slightly below or slightly better than what it was previously. Came in even lower than what their consensus and forecast was. And then, of course, ISM manufacturing employment, they thought this was going to be higher. This came in lower. So we're seeing loss of jobs like we have been seeing for a while. Loss of jobs, but we are also seeing a slowdown on manufacturing, one of the pillars of the economy. So this Fed Chair Powell speaking today, this is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. my time. Guys, don't expect much off of this at all. I know a lot of people like he's speaking today. We're going to get he's in data blackout for the FOMC, which means they cannot discuss anything on policy. They can't lean in on anything like that, or like which way they're heading for the FOMC coming up. Total lockdown on that. So don't expect anything off of that speech today. We'll get into the rest of this and what we're looking at for the week. Matter of fact, let's move this chart in. Let's do that. Bingo, bingo. There we go. And then let's jump over here to the news setup. And we'll go ahead and break down the news for you guys. Looking here at the dashboard into the Cryptoverse metrics, what are we looking at today on the crypto market cap? Sitting at $2.924 trillion, guys. We've lost the $3 trillion mark. So down it goes. Trend on this sitting at 4.749. I told you this is just going to continue up, and we can get pretty decent ways away from this thing. Now sitting 38.43% undervalued in the total crypto market cap. Bitcoin wristbands today sitting at 40.3 on the wristbands. And typically, this has been our bottoms unless this zone of risk has been our bottoms, unless we are looking at this. And let me bring this in. Unless we are in this point of the cycle. And you can see here, we went into a lower till, and then, which is the 3 bands, by the way, and then we bounced up into the second part of 2021. This is where we hit our new all-time high. But you see here, coming out of that range, we can sit in this for months as we bounce around in a big chop area. You're talking prices as low as $35K, high as $47K, so a $10,000 range that it bounced in. And then we came up here, and I'll show you this on a chart in a little bit, came up here around April 2022 and got a relief rally, and then down it goes again. So we can sit in this current price range that we're at for quite a while without no harm, no foul. So be aware. Be aware where we're at right now does not indicate bottom risk levels. We can go much lower. Let's go jump in on the X marks the spot here, guys. It's official, according to Kabisi letter. Silver is now set to post its first 12-month candlestick with a 100% gain since 1979. This has not happened in normal markets. Asset owners are winning, and this is why I keep saying, yeah, I'm not interested right now in buying any altcoins, but I am definitely interested in continuing the dollar cost average Bitcoin, especially if we're hitting some of the levels that we're going to be hitting on my chart, and that's where we accumulate those assets. And silver, also another big hodl that I have, another big bag, about 41 ounces of silver. So love seeing that. Michael Saylor continuing to accumulate Bitcoin. Strategy acquired 130 Bitcoin for about $11.7 million at 89,960 bucks per Bitcoin. I bought cheaper than him. I bought at $87,000 because best days to DCA told me so. I showed this last week, but I'll give it to you guys again. Best days to DCA. There we go on Bitcoin, and we want to look at this for 2025. So bring that in. Bring it over, and you'll see Friday, Saturday, Tuesday. I actually picked up yesterday, though, because I actually saw that we were not going to break through the 0.66. I'll show you why. But yeah, best days to DCA, Saturday, Friday, Tuesday. Did not buy on Tuesday, even though it was lower. I thought it was going to pump from Thanksgiving and then dump harder, which is exactly what happened. So shout out to Crypto Billy in the chat. I see you, bro. What's up, man? Here, he said, good morning to everyone. There you go. Put it right there for you. Crypto Billy in the house. I appreciate you, man. Billy Goat Tales. If you guys aren't following the Billy Goat Tales team, you guys are missing out. They are amazing. Dusty Hunt said, I have never purchased gold or silver. Well, get on it, bro. Get on. There's a lot of ETFs you can use to get exposure. But me personally, I just like having silver. I used to be a member on YouTube. Not YouTube. Facebook on a group that does raffling, waffles, web raffles. And so I got a lot of my silver for super cheap, man. But yeah, that's why I have a lot of physical silver. Let's go see what else we got here. Looking at the X marks the spot. That's where we were. Crypto sentiment back to extreme fear, guys. Crypto fear and greed index sitting at 24 in extreme fear. They're scared. They're scared. And with good reason. I understand. We already talked about silver. We'll just let you pass on by. Key events this week, guys, on the economic calendar. November ISM manufacturing PMI data came out today. Tomorrow, we're going to get September's JOLTS job openings data. Guys, this is not jobs from, we're in December. These aren't jobs from November. These aren't jobs from October. These are jobs from September. We're getting those tomorrow. November's ADP non-farm employment data. We will be getting that. That is from ADP, though. That's private sector. So we're going to get up-to-date data on that. That will be for November for the private sector non-farm employment, and that's going to be on Wednesday. We're also going to get November S&P Global Services PMI data on Wednesday, and then November ISM non-manufacturing PMI data. This is going to be the other industries outside of manufacturing. We're going to get initial jobless claims. This is your weekly unemployment filings on Thursday. September's PCE inflation data on Friday. Also, again, September, not October, not November, September's. And then December's Michigan consumer sentiment data. This is from the University of Michigan, and I'm expecting that this is going to be low. We'll look at what the predictions are on that in just a minute. How about liquidations? In the past 24 hours, we had 238,590 traders get liquidated. Total liquidations came in at $793.44 million bucks. The largest single liquidation order happened on Hyper Liquid. What is that? Did I get a message from OC? I did. Okay, he said he'll be back tomorrow, guys. OC back tomorrow. $793.44 million in liquidations. Largest single liquidation order happened on Hyperliquid. It was Bitcoin, valued at $15.6 million bucks. Let's go take a look here at the. We're looking at the daily right now. This is the daily. Lots of red on here. Now, hourly though, starting to see some attempt to turn around. I wouldn't put a lot of emphasis on it. It's a lot of hopium there. Bitcoin down 6%, Ethereum's down 7%. Other big mover, BNB's down 8%. At Zcash, holy cannoli, man, down 19.2% on the daily, has made a 4.6% rally, which just got JR out of a trade that he was locked into. So good job, JR. I'm proud of you, man. He worked it. He worked it out. Hyperliquid down 9.8%. Chainlink's down 8.6%. Guys, I want to talk about Cardano because holy Ada, man. I heard recently friends talking about, dude, anything on below 50 cents on ADA is a buy, in my opinion. And I don't disagree with that. I don't necessarily disagree that when something is super oversold and something is super sold off, I should say, that you have a good opportunity there. But if we are at where I think we are in the bear market, ADA has a long way to go from here. So being that 38 cents for people that bought at 50 cents, you're now down a lot. And so I would just be careful on how, if you're dollar cost averaging, fine, but remember you want to have that biggest amount of money for the best value, which is going to be towards the end of the bear market. If we are honest about it, if we topped on October 6th, do you guys know where we typically bottom at? 1 year later on October 6th. So keep that in mind. Okay. That's when historically what we do 1 year later. Matter of fact, I got a breakdown on that. I'll show you that too. So yeah, we could still have quite a ways to go on Cardano. Be very careful with your DCAs on altcoins. I'm not buying any altcoins right now, Bitcoin only, until I see a strength on the chart, and then I will consider picking up some alt at that point. So Chainlink down 8.6%. Hyperliquid 9 point. Oh, Hyperliquid just changed to 9.9. Look at that, continuing down. Litecoin is down 9.1%, moving up one spot to number 18. It's back in the top 20 again, at least. And Zcash dropped 2 spots to number 19, down 19.6%. Rounding out that top 20 is HBAR down 8% today. SWI down 13.2. And again, SWI has been one of those ones recently that if we go back here and take a look, I'll show you this. This is one of the ones that we typically had in our list. And I said, okay, be very careful here, guys, because look at this. We're talking about the fours right now, 0.04. Guys, on a 0.04, you're here. 0.04. Yeah, we're here. We're in the lowest band. So this would be a times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, times 6 DCA, and it's continuing to sell off a massive amount. So you'd be doing 6 times your DCA amount all the way down through here pretty much as this thing continued to sell off, just wrecking people that are buying it. So another reason that I'm not really interested in buying altcoins. Another 12.9% down in one day. Over the week, it is 3.3%, but look at the monthly, it's 43%. Yeah, that's rough. So yeah, when I see that we get a turnaround on the Bitcoin chart, then I'll consider a turnaround on the for the altcoins at that point. So stock market, how's it looking today? Dow Jones is down about 0.46%. Let's refresh this. I want to make sure I got the most recent levels. Looks like 0.47. Yeah. So down 0.47% today on the Dow Jones. S&P is down 0.4%. NASDAQ down about 0.5%. Russell 2K down about 0.6%. The volatility index above 17, meaning we have volatility. So be very careful. That means swings both ways. How's the bonds market looking? A lot of sell-off here too, actually. 0.064 doesn't look like a lot, but we're back to above 4.08 on the 10-year Treasury bond, meaning people are selling this, not buying it. What are they buying? Well, take a look at gold. It's back to $4,276, up 0.5% today. And silver sitting at $58.25, up almost 2% on the daily. Copper, one of the ones that we said keep an eye on by 2030. We're supposed to have 1.1 million metric ton shortage in copper because of the demand from cooling, from electricity, and everything for these big data centers. Guys, copper is going to be one to watch, and it is up a full percent today. Platinum and palladium making a little bit of a rally. Platinum is up a little over 0.5%, and palladium almost neutral and flat, slightly up, sitting at $1,500. Oil sitting below 60, also indicating a slowdown in demand from the economy. So gold hits a 6-week high on rate cut optimism. Very likely going to be seeing that rate cut coming in, and that's one of the reasons that they're saying gold is getting a nice pump there. We'll talk about this article in a little bit, and let's go flashbang. Flashbang, you're warned. What are the chances of a rate cut right now for December? Guys, December 10th, we're looking at an 87.5% chance that we do get a rate cut, only a 12.5% chance of a pause right now. And I think that's likely because inflation is sticky, but it's not really going up too much. It's kind of just sitting stagnant and flat, but the job numbers getting absolutely tore up. So I saw this yesterday on into the Cryptoverse. Ben Cowan was talking about this, about, hey, what if we really see something that happens like this? Okay. And he's talking about the Bitcoin monthly here, where we had this 3 months, right? 3 months here of October, November, December, all red, right? He goes, but what if it looks a lot like this period that we had back in 2021 going into 2022, where we had November was red, December was red, January 2022 was red, which is the start of the crypto winter. But we did get a little relief rally in February, March time period. That is one scenario to keep an eye on here that we could see. The other side of that being something in the lines of, what we saw back in the period of 2018, where we had October, November, December all red. The only time we've ever had that, by the way. And then that also led into a January of 2019 that was down also. So a couple of scenarios there that play out. Now, what would be interesting would be if we had this October, November in the red, but December we get a little rally. And why do I think that that's a possibility? Let's jump over here to the chart and let's talk about that. And that would be because we did get a reversal that printed here on the weekly. And this printed last night on the close on this candle here. Okay. Historically on the weekly, we don't get a lot of these and they don't always play out. This is just one indicator. Obviously, we don't trade on one indicator, right? But we, like we had one here. Okay. We did see a little bit lower level that came in there, but it plays out, and you wouldn't just trade this thing because it actually pumped up 18.4% in the opposite direction, but ended up down 6.86%. What did that look like from top to bottom? Top to bottom, that was a move of about 20%. So you can see that these at the very least trigger a lot of volatility, right? Let's go back here and look at other reversals that we've had. There we go. Had a reversal here back in 2022, January 2022. And it printed on this weekly close here. Okay. We had a move to the upside of about 14%. Okay. Keep in mind, though, volatility again had a pullback of 19% before it got up there. Overall, that move from the downside to the upside was a 40% move. And that sent us back to the 52-week support of the 52-week simple moving average. And so if that's what we're expecting to see, is it possible that we see that here? That's why I said, could there be a Bitcoin rally inbound? We've seen volatility to the upside and the downside, okay? So let's just say that we continue down and we bring our price action into our weekly dynamic reactor. Well, that would put us around $75,000, $76,000 and would still be in line. And look in the past, how this thing has played out, we typically do get a lot of play around this level. Okay. So, okay, there you go for the South Park fans. So what we're watching here is this could come down here to that $76,000, create this double bottom here, and then in December here, we see this rally, okay? That rally back up to that 52-week simple moving average, about a 40% move, and that's not unheard of. We saw that in 2021 in the going into the crypto winter, into the bear market. So I don't think that it's going to come back to set a new all-time high. I don't. I'm about 85% sure that our top is in for this cycle, but a 40% rally would give a lot of people a chance to get back out of the market on this 52-week simple moving average, which historically, as I've showed you guys here before, we have done that every single cycle. Let's go back here and take a look. Sell off, return, sell off from the top, right? Return to the 52-week simple moving average. Go back again. Whoa, easy there, killer. Go back in the other periods of time here. Sell off. Okay, lose it. It comes up. Oh, wait, nope, I'm not back far enough. There we go. Lose the 52-week, come back to the 52-week. And how big of a move was that? That was a move of about, again, 47%. So not a crazy thing to happen, guys. I will point out this level here. This was all the 2019 sell-off when we first started going into some quantitative tightening series here, okay, before COVID ever hit. So COVID just hit on top of an already downturning monetary policy. No, I don't think we get an alt season, bro. No, There's not enough liquidity out there to move all of the alts at once. And this is a stance that I've taken for over a year, that you have millions of cryptos now, not 17,000, not 22,000. So in order to move everything up with alt season, you're talking a total tide rise. And I don't think there's enough liquidity to have an entire tide rise. I think you're going to see sectors, which is what we've seen for a year, waves of liquidity in one, sells off, goes into another sector. So unless you redefine what alt season is, traditional alt season, I don't think we get it. And that's just simple. The math don't math. There's not enough liquidity to raise 2 million altcoins to the upside. So, yeah, I think that you will get a lot of your top tier alts, your top 100s, that might actually have a good move to the upside, but that would be coming off of Bitcoin, finding its strength and moving. And of course, alts would absolutely rip off of that. Being exit liquidity, though, at the end of the day, for someone else to get out when it returns back to this 52-week, and they go, oh, there's my chance to sell to all of the FOMO buyers that just bought in. So be very careful. If you haven't got out, that's your chance to get out. If you've been DCAing, you might want to take some off the table so you got more for down here. Because I don't see, I honestly do see that going into the end of this cycle, guys. I had some stuff here on the timeline chart. And we'll go back and take a look for those that may be new in here. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, by the way. 141 people, 140 people, the one just left here in the show. I appreciate you guys all being here, but you guys got to, if you would,
pump
be
those
so
numbers
kind.
up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Smash that like button to help us out. It helps the algorithm immensely. You guys have no idea how much it means. So let's take a look here at what we had in this cycle here. We had our bottoming period to the halving, right? This is back in 2012. Look at the thing, 371 days to the halving. After the halving, 371 days, pretty much the top, okay? This is a math algorithm that happens in sequencing over and over and over again. Thank you to the person that just disliked the video. Appreciate you. If you did it on accident, cool. If you did it on purpose, it's still engagement. You rock. Looking here at the downside from the top to the bottom, we had about a 413-day drop from top to bottom there, from peak to trough, hitting 413 days. Look at the second part of the sector from the bottom to the halving, and then halving to the top. Again, 539 days. Mirror it almost exactly back to 539 days there. Downside from top to bottom on that, 364 days, about 1 year. So not too far off there either. Looking at the next cycle here, bottom to halving, we were sitting at 518 days. Halving to near the top, it was a couple of weeks off, 518 days there in that ballpark. Again, 378 days from top to bottom, close to a year. It's in that ballpark, right? If we have this 518-day bottom to halving and then halving to top, which is off by like 1 week, you're talking the same amount of period of time there from mirrored before to mirrored after, okay? And if we look at the timeline of averages here, 371, we'll call it, from its top to its where its bottom should be, you're talking about October 12th. Of course, if we look at bottoms to bottoms here, bottom back here in 2015 to the bottom in 2018, 1,428 days, 1,442 days for the next cycle. Split the difference on that. The average comes out to 1,435, and that would put it here at about October 26th. So sometime in October is where you could be seeing the bottom come in. So looking at the likelihood of it being the same repeat pattern, it doesn't always have to rhyme, but it doesn't have to repeat, but it always somewhat rhymes. And I'm thinking that it's going to be somewhere around Q3 that we see the bottom come in, maybe even the beginning of Q4, that we see the bottom come in on Bitcoin. And if that's the case, it goes back to the altcoins that we were just talking about, that we could see some hellacious sell-off occur with altcoins this season, this cycle, just because we haven't seen what we typically see happen with altcoins this cycle. It's been a Bitcoin season for sure. Let's go catch up on the chat here. Appreciate you dropping that link, Alexander G. Get access to the Piper Plan trade setups live QA session. Yes. Matter of fact, live QA session today with the members. Appreciate you. Yeah, I know, Dan. He's quite annoying to being contrary. Yep, I know he is. Look, anybody could be right. Let's talk about that. He is quite contrary to the timing, okay? He could be right. Absolutely. Show me the evidence. It's that simple. Show me the evidence, or show me when it happens. Because until I can get somebody that gives me as much evidence for why it's not true as what I can find on why it is true, then I have to go with the likelihoods. Right? It's Arkham's razor. Sometimes it's the simplest answer. So, and that's what you got to do there. Newbie here, good info. Jack, appreciate you, man. Welcome to the Piper Academy. I'm a no shill, no thrills, no frill show, man. I just call it like I see it, and if people don't like it, then go find somebody that's going to sell you hopium. If you do like it, welcome to the Academy. I'm here every Monday through Friday. So appreciate you being here, man. It's a YouTube thing. It's quite annoying. Yeah, it is. Show me the charts. Current charts say so much otherwise than the fundamentals are the fundamentalists are spewing. Exactly. I mean, we've lost the same levels that we do every single cycle. DDT. Shout out to Darren does things. Helps me out in the Discord all the time, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see who else we got in here. Did I miss anybody? Mark Dutch, where's OC? Cleaning up his charts might take a couple of weeks. No, he's doing helping support the support team out at ChartPrime because their Black Friday sale was phenomenal. Phenomenal engagement. A lot of people wanted the lifetime stuff on ChartPrime, so he's just been slammed over there, man. He is a busy man. So my ex-girlfriend was a simple moving average. Oh, Mark Dutch, what is wrong with you, dude? Okay, Crypto Princess, how you doing, lady? Good to see you, Crypto Princess. Shout out to her. If you guys aren't following Crypto Princess, you guys should go follow her. She's a very, very smart lady. She's going to do well in life. She's going to do well in life. All right. So I said I would tell Dylan about my divorce situation. Not new. Happily married for many, many years now. My ex-wife, when we were going through a divorce, story time with Army Piper, just was not there anymore. Like, she wouldn't get a job. She wouldn't go to school. I tried to give her my 9/11 GI Bill from the Army. She wouldn't go get it. She was no kids, drinking every day. We were together for like 15 years, drinking every day. I'd come home at lunch to eat lunch. She was drunk. So yeah, ouch. Near 50 ADA, 0.5 ADA at 0.1. What are you saying? XYZ. I don't even know what you're saying. How you doing there, by the way? Anyway, story time. So she, I told her it's done. Just go away. I told her take everything in the house. Whoa, did I just see that? Alex O Crypto dropping 50 Canadian dollars. I did not even see that. Alex O, I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. It's OG day. I'm going to use that money just to buy more OG gear. I need an OG hat. So there you go. Pleased to find happily married. I'll do that at the end of my story for you, Mark Dutch, and why I know I'm in the right relationship now. Anyway, she wouldn't do anything. And so even like to the point that I went and deployed for a 15-month tour, and I came home while I re-enlisted deployed for a $30,000 tax-free bonus. Add that to what I made for hazard pay and all that stuff for 15 months. She left to go back to Florida to stay with her mom, so not even paying rent while I'm still getting housing allowance. Came home with less money and more bills than what I had when I left for the 15-month deployment. So she raised our debt and spent all the money. This was not the stripper Lunar Beaches. I never married her. That was fun, not marriage. But no, so yeah, I told her take whatever you want out of the house, take the boat, take the truck, whatever, take what you want and go. I'll take 100% of all of the debt that of everything that you want, and I'll take all the debt. So, but I had a feeling that she was getting ready to try to come after my retirement from the military. And I said, if you go that direction, I will, not financial advice, DDT. I said, if you go that direction, I will get out of the military immediately. First opening that I have to leave, I'll get out. You won't get a penny of my retirement. I will go find a federal job, buy my time back from the military for the federal government, and you'll never get a penny, and you're not taking anything until a judge says you can have it, and you're splitting half the debt when the judge tells you have to. So that was how I handled that situation, and she took everything. I deployed immediately upon having the ability to get on a deployment, and I paid off all of the debt in 1 year, put 100% into paying everything off there. So, but how do I know that how do I define happily married? I have a partner that has her eyes on the same target, the same goal line as I do, and works just as hard as I do to drag this life to that goal line, while also making more money than I did throughout all of our marriage until recently. Only recently have I made more money than my wife. So that's how you know you're in a happy marriage, man. She's putting in the same amount of effort, if not more than you. So that's it. That's it. All right, let's go take a look at some other stuff that I'm watching on the chart here. That's story time with Arby Piper. So looking at some other stuff that I'm watching here, guys, on the charts. I want to lay this out here. We talked about this. Oh, we are losing the 786. Guys, I told you, I think we're heading down to this $80,000 mark at least. And if we lose that level, I am watching the 70,000 right above, about 71,000, I think it is, 72,000, 74,000. Sorry. It's going to be a double bottom here and a bounce on this. If we lose this, if we get a bounce on this, this reversal plays out. And then we move in back up to that 52-week SMA this month. That's how I would look at it. Very likely chance of that, okay? If we lose this, then we're looking at the 50%. If we're already having a 50% retracement this soon into the cycle, because we typically do a 78%, 78.6% retracement. You can see here every cycle we come back down to platinum pockets, at least from tops to bottoms. There you go. Down in the platinum pocket, down in the platinum pocket, down in the platinum pocket. Platinum pocket would be $28,000 to $39,000. If we're already hitting within 2 months, hitting the 50% line here soon, guys, which would be $70,000, we have got to consider that we're likely going to repeat the same thing this cycle and hit the 78.6% down, which would be, again, $28,000 to $39,000 Bitcoin, which is another reason why I said don't waste all your money on altcoins that are just dumping hard here. Guys, you're going to want some dry powder in those levels there. And when I see those levels start to fire off, monthly MVP Oscillator candles down here, that's going to be key. And you can see back here in this cycle, what were we looking at here? July 2022, we made this whole run here in this section where you would be dollar cost averaging on each of these green candles down here, 10% in, 10%. You want that dry powder so that you can get those bottoms to fire off like that. I mean, look, two of them here. That was the bottom of the bear cycle there. Look at it back here. Bottom of the bear cycle. So when this thing starts firing off on monthly indicators again, I want the maximum amount of dry powder available to hit those levels. Okay, so I'm not going to waste any money on altcoins until then. Another thing I do want to point out, though, also, we are just now flipping into the bearish ribbon here. That's the purple ribbon on the monthly MVP. When we fired on that here, well, let me see here. One block over from the twist. Okay, so yeah, we were here right about the time that we did get that bounce up, which is another reason why I think we could see a rally this month of December to get us back to that level there. But I guarantee that Bitcoin won't go to zero. Won't go to zero because I have a limit order at 0.1 Bitcoin. I love you. What's up, Ben Red? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're right about that time period where we typically will get that rally anyways, guys. I think it might take into mid-month, and it's why the thumbnail said, do we have a Christmas rally inbound? December is what I'm referring to for that rally. But we do have a long way to go here when we flip this thing purple. You can see it here. We had this entire pump and then dump even more back in that cycle. Let's go back and look again. Let's bring that in. Can you extend? There we go. Look at when we dropped that here. We still had a sell-off on that cycle. Once we were from this point that we were at to the bottom, we saw another 60% sell-off happen here after this thing turned purple. Go back here and take a look. Turn purple back here. There we go. We still had a sell-off of about 72%. So this thing just now flipping into purple, let's just say it's on the low end. We go 60% here, okay, from where this thing happened at. 60%. 60% would put us at $42,000. $42,000 is not crazy. Why? We just showed you here. $42,000 is going to be right above the 786 again. So it's not insane to think that this could happen when we're looking at what's going on with the actual movements from and when it's happening in the cycle. So very, very possible. I want to go see what we got going on in the chat, and then we'll go back and take a look at some stocks that I'm watching. Love your pipe. Bedridden. I miss you, bro. 1 month behind, Mark Dutch said. Yeah, it happens. Mark Dutch, stop it. Appreciate you using your 8-month thing, but be nice to people. I know it's hard, Mark Dutch. I know, but you can do it. You can do it. I found peace. I no longer hunt down terrorists. I found peace. You can too. I'm not buying a Tesla. All set says. Will buy Thai happiness myself. This guy. What did you use robbing the detainees to make up that money? No, I did not rob. I put all of my money in to just bills. That was it. I had nothing to pay for back home, so it was 100% into bills. Buck, this guy. I'm being nice. Be nicer. How about that, Dutch? Be nicer. Okay, let's go take a look at the list. I got the list over here for what I've been watching for stocks. I'm gonna go here to the Discord and grab it. Into the Discord, and let's go down here to TradFi watch list. Go to pinned. And so this is the ones that I've been watching. I want to see, open this in the browser. There we go. So this is what I've been watching here on stocks, guys. And this has to do with the data centers, okay? So we got NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, Taiwan Semiconductors, data center infrastructure, Vertiv, Eaton, Quanta Services. I'm going to go ahead and pull this over to the side so that I can take a look at some of these on my other screen and then pull it up on the chart for you. But these are all to do with data centers that are continuing to just be produced all across the country. There's a bunch of them being put into El Paso right now. And so I was thinking that watching these stocks is going to be a key thing, looking at the demand continuation, right? So I got this list that I've been starting to build on. This is NVIDIA, and I talked about this last week. I said, look, we're getting the purple nurple happening here on Friday. We're getting purple nurpled. We do have a beautiful platinum pocket down here. And look at that overlap of the platinum pocket bouncing right inside of the dynamic reactor here on the daily. That was our bounce. We came up, we opened up down here, retested the 786, and now we are moving back into the Bravo band and above the golden pocket here. If this breaks above, guys, I am watching for a target on NVIDIA right now up into the range of about 204. 204 to 206, I think. And of course, there's some calls out there from the stock side, talking much higher, like 220s, 240s, some even. So that's what I'm watching there for NVIDIA. What's some of the other ones on here? I want to talk about Freeport McMoran. That's FCX. This is going to be your copper play. FCX. I want that in all. There we go. New York Stock Exchange. And let's bring this up and put it next to NVIDIA, because I'm going to end up putting all these on and just having a sessions on this where I just go over these stocks that have to do with the data center demand. Now, are we in an AI bubble? Most likely we are, but do I think that that's going to stop the demand from happening? No, these companies that are providing the copper, that are providing the cooling systems, that are providing infrastructure, I think that they're still going to continue to do pretty decent, and we'll just handle this in a DCA methodology. So, sir, can you come back down? Come back down. Okay, I'll drop you there. How about that? Thing did not want to work with me. There we go. Move it again. So this is Mo McRan looking at this on the daily. Let's let it come in here. Yeah, that would have been a nice grab there in the cloud there. So yeah, we're breaking here above again. Right now we are breaking above the dynamic reactor in the 200. I think that this is probably going to be just a sideways grind here. I don't know that I would worry too much about this. Anytime it goes below the 200, just grab some. You can see it doesn't last for very long, and dropping below that 200 until you see it start to reject like this. Then it gets a really big pullback and then back in again. But I think overall, copper is going to go up in demand from the requirements for the cooling systems, electricity, and all that. So we'll add that one to the list. And then another one that I wanted to take a look at here is going to be Google. This is part of the dividend earners on this, and it's a hyperscaler and AI platform. So I think this one's going to have a big demand for this too. And let's go check out GOOG. There we go. Yeah, GOOG getting a little bit of a sell-off after this massive rally that it's had recently. But you can see, I think this is going to get a pullback. We're at a 7 count on the 789 right now, and we've hit take profit 5 from this pump and buy indicator down here. But if this comes back, I would actually look at GOOG dropping down into the low 200s, and that would be where I would look at grabbing some GOOG. And this whole list, guys, again, this whole list here, all in the Discord, sitting in the TradFi list, watch list. So you can go in there. It's pinned up in there. You can get all of that stuff. So what else we got going on in here? Anybody got Infinite? Come join the party. 21 months. We have a winner. I don't know what you're talking about. Infinite Team TA. What's up, bro? Member for 21 months. Oh, there we go. Member for 21 months. Eyeballs and Piper. You've been here, Alexander G. It's crazy who's been here the longest. I looked it up the other day. You and Alex O have been a member of the Piper Academy membership on YouTube longer than me. But that's because I had a credit card switch out and it reset it. So that's why. I had a credit card that got stolen. Well, it didn't get stolen. It got compromised. I had to cancel the card and put a new one in and forgot to do it on YouTube. So, but yeah, technically, you guys have been members longer than I have. So, JR, 5 months. Half of pregnancy turned, DDT said, might as well jump on the bandwagon while everyone else is using these. Appreciate you, DDT, for being a member. Guys, if you don't know, and you are watching right now, that $5 membership that they're using to chat on here, that $5 membership gives full access to the Discord. So you get access to the Piper Plan DCA, all the trade setups that JR does, trade setups with those T guys. There's a bunch of classes recorded in there. There's a weekly session that we do on Mondays. But yeah, $5. I am the cheapest Discord out there because the only reason I have a paywall up is because I don't want scammers and bots in there. And if they can't get anywhere in the Discord, there's not even a free section. If they can't get anywhere without paying, they just leave me alone. So yeah, that's what that is. So if you guys are interested, check it out. If not, whatever. It's $5. I think the value of it is way more than the cost. So way more. So if you're interested, click it, connect it. See you over there in the Discord. If not, catch me here every morning. Good morning, Randy. How you doing, man? Let's go back over. I want to go look at some more charts here. I want to check out some of the alts because I think that the alts are getting demolished off of the sell-off on Bitcoin. Reload that widget. Buck said, in all fairness, it took me at least 6 months to decide you weren't full of shit. Dude, there's people in our Discord that question if I'm legit or not. Oh, look, Alexander G gifting 5 memberships. Ben Redden just picked up 1. Curtis Hill, Kalavinka Warrior 4588. Haven't seen him in here in a while, picking up a 1. And then Crypto Weirdo. You know what? I'm going to do it too. There we go. Send 5. 5 Piper Academy memberships from me also. I appreciate you, Alexander G. You're awesome. See who picks him up here. Christopher Columbus. Nice name. All right, cool. Well, welcome. You guys now have access. Oh, Mark Dutch just dropped up. He can't be outdone. 5 memberships being dropped by Mark Dutch also. So appreciate you guys. Yeah, you guys just picked up those memberships. Come on in. We'll see you over there. I got to drink some coffee. Okay, let's go look at some alts. I want to check out Zcash. Zcash has totally lost its range here now, guys. We had a good run here, holding the golden pocket. Tried to hold the 786, completely have lost it now. Let's go ahead and set up a new range here. I want to put this on a higher time frame so we can isolate a little bit more. Oh, easy there, sir. There we go. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I think we can probably do something with that there. Because we did we have a swing fill pattern anywhere in here? Not really. I guess we'll go with that one. We'll see how this plays out on the time frames. Okay. Nothing big there. I mean, I guess, yeah, the 50 played out. 50 showing some play. Okay, yeah, I can go with this. We'd be looking here at a 250 to 300 in the platinum pocket because now we've lost this golden pocket. However, I will point out that this previous level of support here in the golden pocket, we busted through the door here and we have not gone back to close the door. So don't be surprised if this does pump up to about 404 and return down. If we get a pump to 404, I'd be interested, JR, pay attention. I'd be interested in the short position off of that level there. Of course, setting this up just above here and then running this down to the platinum pocket. That's going to give you a 3.8 in that range, somewhere in there. DDT said that we just bounced off of a order block. Let's go see. Order blocks. Enable blocks. There we go. Let's see here. I need more data because we need it from previous back here, right? Yep, right there. Oh, it's a high volume one too, but 66% volume has been sell off at that level too. So even with just now when we hit it, there was a big amount of sell, very small amount of buying. You can see it's like a 9% deviation of 9% deviation from bearish to bullish in that volume in that block. So be very careful. Probably all this sell off here, and then bulls took it back and took to lift it up, and then it runs. But yeah, it did absolutely hit a order block there. That's good. I think that's about all I wanted to look at today, guys. Let's jump it back over here. Got 116 people that stuck around to listen to me ramble. I appreciate you guys all, but I will say that OC will be back tomorrow, and I'll be happy to have him back here. Of course, the rest of this week, guys, we got a lot of data coming in. Remember tomorrow's data that's coming in. Going to be Tuesday. Let me look here. Tuesday. Nothing major tomorrow, it looks like. Nothing major tomorrow. Wednesday is when we get the big data. So yeah, tomorrow's the September JOLTS job openings data from September, so not too overly relevant. But yeah, you guys are going to have to take a look at that stuff tomorrow, right here, 10 a.m. We'll be back here by then. OC will be back with us, and I'm looking forward to you guys all being here. Make sure you guys watch BC Port Corp. It's Good Morning Crypto. He should be on in the morning before us, right here on the same Piper Academy network. And then hopefully OC is back and starts picking up trade setups with OC Guy in the evening. But I appreciate you guys joining us here. Till next time, trade safe, use some risk management. And as always, guys, peace, love, profits. I'll catch you guys later. We're about to head over to Crypto Coin Mindset with Keith over there. So when you guys get there, make sure you drop the alumni caps. Appreciate y'all. Peace, love, profits. We're out.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. ChartPrime visual signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
Don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out. 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 Out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?